This is where the fun begins.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee Chat. And I am so pleased to be here with you guys on this fine Thursday morning where I live at. And I hope you guys are all doing well. I have Folgers in my Twin Sons mug here. Hi, Stig. Good morning. How are you doing?
Soaking wet.
Yes.
And
yes.
Listening to thunder and lightning.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your adventure today.
Yeah, went to the store to pick up some Star Wars books because the post office is at the store. Anyway, 10-minute walk. During those 10 minutes, I think it was 9 lightning strikes and heard over 30 of them. And then when I leave the post office, it's raining. Raindrops about the size of quarters. So I was soaked to the bone after probably 3 minutes of walking through that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I checked the we have a website for lightning strikes and all that checked. And in the last 6 hours, we've had a little over 5,000 lightning strikes in my area. So we're being hammered.
Wow. That is crazy. You're going through a lightning storm, literally.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of activity there, and you were supposed to go fishing. You had something planned, hopefully that you were going to make it out with some friends, and I guess that's not happening, right?
No, if you go fishing in an open boat, like in weather like this, I'd say there's a 50-50 chance you get hit by it. Because I looked at the map that showed all the lightning strikes.
Yeah,
and the spot I used for fishing from land had 3 lightning strikes on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So if I had been there fishing today, I probably would have been hit.
Yeah. Yeah, thank God. I mean, it's crazy weather. You want to be somewhere safe, especially in a lightning storm. I was telling Stig that we get those in the Midwest a lot. Sometimes, or not most of the times, but sometimes it's just the lightning storm and no rain or anything, very, dry, but a little bit humid. And so those are nothing to mess around with. They're very awesome to witness, but still, there's that intensity, that all of that within it. So, yeah.
I saw a few years ago, a friend of mine went hiking during a hurricane because it's fun.
Yeah.
And near the hiking trail, there's an old TV tower. And as we were walking, the lightning struck it. We were like 100 meters away. Just sparks everywhere. And holy crap, the sound, though.
Yeah.
That was loud. It was ringing in our ears and shit.
Yeah.
And then we kept walking past the tower and down to the ocean to look at the hurricane. Lots of fun.
Nice. When they hit, when lightning hits right near you, it's like a huge boom as well. And you're like, we had a lightning hit my neighbor's house, just right next door to us, of course. And we heard it, we seen it, and we felt it. And it was like, you could even feel it in the air. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. You feel it in your body, too. It's like some invisible wave.
Yeah.
Going through you, really.
Maybe that's how the Force feels, right?
Yeah.
Since we're talking about Star Wars and stuff, maybe that's how it feels with the Force, like a Force push or something like that.
Yeah. Next time it happens, I'm going to scream, I've been penetrated.
I've been penetrated. Wow. Let's see who's in the chat. But before we do, I have something exciting coming up from August through October. And the painting you see behind me, and I'll go ahead and share here while we're talking about it, because there's fun things you can do with your StreamYards. So this painting, from August to October, any channel members that attend any of the live streams through that time period will have their name put into a drawing to win this. So like if you attend all of the live streams then that's how many times your names will go in. So you have more chances of winning a copy of this image here. So I named this image Mistress of Ratatak because it has her planet in the background, and I thought it was fitting. So I'm pretty excited about that. I decided I'm just going to do a few more touch up, but basically it's done. It is finished, and I am pleased with how she looks. So very, very pleased. So any channel members between in the beginning of August into October, attend any live streams, you will have a chance to win this right here. And here's the schedule. Thursday's coffee chat, 9 a.m. every Thursday, unless noted. On the 10th is Talking EU with Matt Wilkins at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The 14th is Talking EU with Tim, our open air policy, airlock policy at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Literature Review, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Hall of Knighthood at 6:30, and that's on the 23rd, and the literature is on the 21st. So, and then, of course, if there's any live streams that, Stig and I are like, okay, let's talk about this. We need to talk about this. Then that's another opportunity as well. And so I look forward to that with you guys. Just an incentive for you guys supporting the channel, becoming members. Yes, membership's open. So supporting the channel, becoming a member and stuff. You guys are the reason, especially even those that are not a member but subscribed and here listening today. You guys are the reason why I keep doing this channel, preserve the original Star Wars. So thank you so much. And this is just a way of giving back.
Something that just struck me. For Filoni changed Ventress. She's a Night Sister now. But if you look at the Disney canon stuff where they show the Night Sisters, right? They look like the EU Night Sisters.
I'll have to take a look at that. That's interesting.
Yeah, because they have the same red cloaks and stuff.
Yeah, that's
so interesting, huh?
That is very, very interesting. All right, so let's see who's in the chat and say hello, and then we'll get into the comic here. And in a way, I can't wait to get past the series. But yeah, so what's coming next in these next two comics that we're gonna review, it gets funner. So let's see here. So we have Zach Rot 315. Howdy, Alora and Stig. And then he says chat. And then Miss Martin muses. And then I always ask you guys, what are you enjoying in your mug today? Or what is your beverage of choice? You could share that. And so she has her signature hand wave and a rose. I just love seeing that. And then she is enjoying peppermint stick coffee. So there we go, ladies and gents. So she's enjoying some peppermint stick.
I know where she can stick that one. But I'm not going to say it. A violation against coffee and tradition like the animal she is. Bloody barbarian.
Where are the rules, Stig, on if it's a violation?
I'll write an essay on it.
Okay, I want to see that essay then.
I'll name names.
You'll name names? You reveal everyone. And then let's see here. My coffee has cream in it. Awesome. And then let me see. Let me scroll down a little bit more. Whoopsie. All right. And then, okay, I went too far. Darn it. Okay, here we go. And then Holocron Library Fox. Good morning, Laura and the Americas. Self-made lemonade with a spoon of elderflower syrup. 6 p.m. over here. Wow, that sounds nice. Nice. Sounds very, very refreshing. Looks like you're having more of a refreshing day.
He's in my time zone then.
Yep. Yeah. I wonder if he's going through some kind of weather anomalies there. So, and then let's see here. And then we have the Blue Pig Gaming. Hello there. And then Holocron says, hi, Stig.
Hi.
And then let's see here.
Hello there.
Hello there. I love that. All right. And then Terminus. Hail, everyone. How are you doing, Terminus? I hope you're doing well this morning. Let's see here. And then Dad Man Walking. Good morning, afternoon, all. And I would like to thank all my channel members who are here this morning with us. Thank you for coming in. I like to tell everybody, go ahead. I have their list in the description below. If you are interested in checking out their YouTube channels, their name and their YouTube channel list is in the description below.
I saw a marvelous pun on Facebook today.
Okay, what is that?
I think it was Universal Pictures had posted some lore about Back to the Future, saying that the original time machine was not going to be a DeLorean. It was going to be a freezer.
Okay.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme himself had commented and said, where were they going? The Ice Age? I'll give him an 8 out of 10 for that one.
Yeah, that's funny. Good job, John. that's a bit fun. Yeah, that's fun. And then we have Raj H, another channel member, Canadian 199 super sticker. And I don't have that in front of me. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull that up real quick. But thank you so much for supporting the channel. It is greatly appreciated as well. And let's see here. I'll pull it up later. But thank you so much for the super sticker. You are amazing. And then Holocron, a couple of years back, I got a strike in the rainwater downpipe next to my window. The EMP knocked my computer unconscious. Luckily, it started up again when I tried minutes later. Wow. Yeah, it's no joke. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we have Kitty Bear, transracial orc. Good evening. How are you doing? And then, oh wait, he has something here. He's all, I'll join if Stig says he likes the Swedes. Oh,
so he'll not join that.
Yeah, I guess I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. You're not gonna change his mind.
No.
Monkey Jeebus. We're probably getting a Star Wars multiverse, not just an alternate timeline. And that's what I'm afraid of. Star Wars has never been a multi-universe.
Nope.
So, and that's what made it distinctively fun and different, is that it was one timeline. And people are cheering this on, and I don't understand. They're taking what was unique about Star Wars and making it just the same as the other franchises, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and for those who missed it, it's now been confirmed that they're not going to retcon the sequel trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And Kathleen Kennedy is not leaving.
Yeah.
So if someone keeps saying that, they're full of shit. We found an interview with Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Where she says flat out, me and the story group are heavily involved with all the Disney Plus shows. That includes The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. I mean, who do you think fired Gina?
Yeah, right. And then the thing is like she made the announcement. She's the one that made the announcement for Disney Plus and all the shows coming out, right?
Yeah, and Favreau backed it up in a different interview, saying he was working with Kathy to try and tie The Mandalorian and the other shows all together to the sequel trilogy and all of it. So
yeah, and I'm not sticking up for Kathleen Kennedy whatsoever. I'm just saying, don't put all your eggs in a basket here, one basket with it. Yeah, she's eventually going to leave, retirement, what have you, right? It's eventually going to happen with her age and stuff. So,
but it won't fix anything. The damage is still there.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so when people are, I'm boycotting until Kathleen Kennedy is out, and then they're paying to watch The Bad Batch and praising it. Praising Kathleen Kennedy, Yeah,
it's a sad reality. We're in a sad reality. That's why my channel's here for you guys to enjoy the original or the canon Star Wars. That was under George Lucas at the time, and so that's why this channel's here to keep in the heart of Star Wars.
If you notice the Clone Wars season 7 that was supposed to have different episodes than what we saw.
Yeah.
Right. They removed Ahsoka's love interest, actually.
Yeah.
And they added the Antifa sisters. Two with a shaved side. Yeah, guess who did that? The story group. Like Kathleen Kennedy said, they're heavily involved.
Exactly. We have Shane Nolan here. He's enjoying coffee. And then we have Drunk 3PO in here. Well, Drunk 3PO's Fedora. Hello, O.G.Starwars and Stig and chat. Well, thank you for the Drunk 3PO's Fedora for coming in. I thank you for your support and all that. So
He's brimming with pride.
yes, he is. Yes, he is. And let's see here. We have Terminus. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Cheers to you. Damn, Thor seems pretty angry right now, Stig. I guess he got laid and got an STD. Oh, wow. He got the thunderclap. Ooh.
Indeed, he did.
Ooh. Yikes. Wow, there goes my monetization for this channel already. All right. And let's see here. And then I'm going to have a show and tell because Steve got some fun stuff in the mail today. And then we'll get on with the comic here. Let me go ahead and share. And those who are just joining in, share with us what you're enjoying in your mug and what kind of coffee or beverage you are as we begin going through the comics here pretty soon. Okay, Steve. There we go. All right there. So, whoopsie, wrong button. All right. So that's what Stig received today. So he's still collecting some books. He's still collecting hardcovers, and then the young readers now. You're trying to pull all that together, right?
Yeah, I now have 4 out of 14 of the Young Jedi Knight books.
Yeah.
And I've been buying hardcovers. Well, I'm trying to get the essentials in hardcover.
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't say the New Rebellion is essential though, but it costs $4, so I just what the hell. But I do have. I finally found an affordable Heir to the Empire hardcover.
Oh, nice.
So I have that one on the way too. And,
Okay.
The Ruins of Dantooine in paperback, which is a book I didn't really want, but
Might as well.
it has the ugliest cover ever made for any book.
Yes, it's a game cover too. It's so bad.
It's a screenshot from the video game.
They're like, oh, let's just do this one. They're like, we don't know what we want to draw for this one. Well, there's a game, and they're like playing it. Let's do this one. Click. Oh my god! And yeah, it's I don't know. It's crazy. So you have Invincible, which is the ending of the Legacy of the Force series. I don't know if anybody in chat has read this one yet or has read the series. It's a great series. And then, of course, you have, I don't know the two young readers, young Jedi Knights in order yet. So I can't tell you which one, like what order of books you have them.
Yeah,
what number they are.
I found a website that has all the EU things listed, and the Young Jedi Knight books are added too. All of them actually takes place after Survivor's Quest.
Yeah.
Between Survivor's Quest and Vector Prime. So that's where they are.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so it's fun seeing that you and everybody else who are, still getting the books collected. It's fun seeing, and when I get my books in too, I hardly share though. It's fun seeing them come in and being retweeted or shown on Facebook or whatever. And because it just shows like the excitement and that, this is what we want, and we want to build our collection because we will have source material to read for so many years to come, even though nothing's gonna probably most likely be done with the original EU or Legends. It's funny, before we get on to this comic here, it is funny that they will print and do non-canon stories for Star Wars called Visions, right? But they can't continue with Legends or the original EU.
Which is good, because I don't want them to go anywhere near the EU with the shit writers they have.
Yeah.
But and with a lot of books now having gone out of print, not just Star Wars books, fantasy books too. On Amazon, you can mostly find books on Kindle, really. Which certainly isn't the same. I need a book, an actual book. So I've been trying to get physical copies of old fantasy books too. I have about 600 of them, but there's a lot I don't have, so I'm trying to get those as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun collecting. It is fun collecting, especially for me, because like I said, if you guys haven't known this already, that I was never an avid comic person, like even with Star Wars. So I read the novels and all that, right? And so you guys are witnessing me like not rediscovering, but enriching my knowledge even more with the comics. Even though I have information and I know the details, what happened in time periods and stuff, these little stories here just add more enrichment now, enrich my experience even more, because I didn't get into the comics growing up. And
I just finished reading the Old Republic Volume 4,
yeah,
which has all the tie-ins to the Old Republic online game.
yeah.
I have to say I'm giving that one a 2 out of 10. I thought it was shit, and the artwork was really bad.
Oh my God. Eventually we may get to that one. I don't know, but man.
I don't want to.
You're like, no, don't make me. No. Yeah.
Something's shit. I mean it.
Really?
You know?
It's that bad for you to say it's shit and give it a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, there's people who love the Old Republic, the comics and stuff, but that last installment is just not worth it.
Yeah. The first 3 volumes has a story about Zane Carrick.
Yeah.
You know, those are awesome. But
Yeah.
the video game tie-ins, comics, no.
You're all, no.
Really bad.
Really, really bad. No. Okay, let's see here. So, I mean, there you go, you guys. Who in the chat, before we move on, who in the chat received their copy, if they pre-ordered the Knights of the Old Republic hardcover? Did you guys, who received your guys' copy already? If you ordered it, pre-ordered it, not if you went and picked it up at a comic store. I have not yet. And so I'm in the process. I contacted the company. I'm in the process of getting it settled here. And so I just want to know, because I know I'm not the only one. So.
Yeah, Tutorial hasn't gotten hers either. It hasn't even been shipped.
Yeah.
It's shitty because you guys pre-ordered it almost on day 1.
Yeah.
And it still haven't shipped. Well, everyone else who bought it at other places have gotten theirs already.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like if you pre-order, you're the lowest priority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I am looking into that, but please share in the comment in the chat there if you have pre-ordered and you haven't received it. If you have, let us know too as well. So let's get into the comic. So we left off with the droid here spying on them that was left behind. This probe droid here. And so this is where we left off at, and we already knew that there was a ship, Imperial ship that came through and left. And this guy got left behind, right? Yep. And then so we're getting into Watch Your Step, Luke Skywalker. So we're getting into the next one. This is number 17 in Rebel Girl. And Princess Leia is to marry the Prince of Arrochar in exchange for obtaining a secure base for the rebels on his planet. But there are those on both sides of the arrangement who have their doubts. And Luke Skywalker has been grounded for acting out his frustrations. Yeah, for acting like a bitch, okay? About Leia's impending nuptials during maneuvers with Rogue Squadron. Meanwhile, Luke's squad commander, Wedge Antilles, contends with local pilots who are dissatisfied with the fighters they've been provided. And Leia argues with the prince about her active role in the rebellion. So, this is all just going back from the previous comic there. So here we are. We're on Arrochar, and we have the probe droid right there in the background. And the royal palace, we have, oh no, is it 2 or is that just 1? It looks like 2.
No, it's outside the window.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and interesting to see an older model of the probe droid. Has less legs and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then, so now we're getting back into, so that was nighttime. Now it's daytime, and we're getting back into, Luke on scout with the Rangers here. And so they're telling him, not bad, Skywalker, keep it up, blah, blah, blah. They're teasing him because he comes from Tatooine, basically flatland, desert, very different climate and stuff. So Luke Skywalker assigned to shadow the proud Arrochar mountain rangers on a routine patrol, struggles with the altitude and the thin air. And then it says Arrochar's not Tatooine. Of course, we already know that. And so we're just having all these recaps here with Luke Skywalker. And it is everything Luke's desert homeworld isn't. Mountainous, temperate, serene, and rich in sources. Hence the Rebels Alliance interest in the planet, basically. So there we go. So Luke is like, this is like, mind you, this is like a few months after, like 5 months, a few months after, Yavin. So he's still freaking green with, other planets, because he's never grew up in this kind of temperament, this kind of planet, something that's rich and resourceful and stuff like that. And even green within the rebellion, within piloting, being a part of a cause bigger than him. And so we see that. An arrogant arrangement that comes with conditions, trade-offs, swaps, partnership. So basically they're just, sharing his thoughts here. And a marriage like that of a Princess Leia Organa and the Crown Prince of Arrochar, something that occupies Luke's thoughts like a black cloud. But then he gets a message, Luke. So Ben starts getting a hold of him. And we know that Ben does through the EU. Ben has, gotten a hold of him on occasions. It wasn't very often. And he's warned him about things. He's helped him in a sense to, to look in, clear his mind, look into the Force and what have you. But he's never really done things for him like you see the Disney Star Wars stuff do. He can't interfere in a sense.
Yeah, and at this point, he can't even manifest himself. Because he's still learning to be a ghost,
Yeah, exactly. And so Luke answers back, but he answers, like talking. And he basically, Ben goes, silence your tongue, Luke, and your thoughts. You should be reading this, Stig. No, because it's Ben. It's Obi-Wan. You're amongst evil. No, not that. Not yet. So Luke, he tells him, he warns him, you're amongst evil, and he gets his, his weapon out. Wait for this evil to fully reveal itself. Only then will your path forward be clear. And then he's like, Ben, where have you been? And so Ben doesn't answer him directly, because Ben's like, I can only spend the time to give you directive or information, a little bit of information, and that's it. Do not let your grief turn to anger, young one, or your impatience to impertinence. You have much to learn in mastering your thoughts and feelings. So we know that Luke is very still young into his training, right? So he still has a lot to figure out. And that's what I like about this, is that we see Luke very, like I said, very green in everything. And that's one thing I like about these comics here, is that we get to see Luke still very new to everything. So learn what you can from this now. And then basically tell Luke, we are here. I have to admit, I thought we'd do this a few hour 100 meters sooner, but we made you climb. Well done. Easy there. Don't start acting stupid now. So basically, this is what's going to happen. They basically, so they had a directive from the Empire and from their colonel, what's it, the colonel or whatever, the handler of the prince, to basically off Luke Skywalker. Here you go. So this isn't an ordinary patrol, and that's not benign hardware behind me. About 30 seconds, we'll send a coded message to the nearby Imperial Star Destroyer. There you go. If your princess does manage to make it to the royal dais and marry our prince, it'll be while the Empire bombards the new base. So there you go. And
those bastards.
Yeah, those bastards. So they take him up, and he's up in a climate that he's not used to, and they take him up into a secluded area. They weren't really lying about, attending to some equipment, right? But they weren't telling the truth and what they were gonna do with the equipment. Because earlier they said we need to, take care of some equipment that became faulty, basically. But no, they're using that equipment to send a message off to the Imperial Star Destroyer to bombard the base.
Yeah, they're going to get rid of Luke in the same go.
Exactly. And let's see here. Let's move on. And then so they threaten him and all that, and Luke comes and, he ignites the lightsaber, and he successfully swipes, basically hits the bolts back at them, and protects himself. And, and I don't think they were expecting that. So what do you think about this art so far? Because it's still the same lady that did the previous ones. So it's still the same lady.
So far it's okay. But, like we said last time, right? It's just every second face is okay, right?
Yeah. It's like she does good, and then she's like done. She does good, then she's done. It's like she rushes through, like, I got to get this done. I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. So, but I like the colors here. I like, the little dramatic little, lines of where he swipes and what he hits and stuff like that. That's nice. And then basically we knew he was on the cliff, and he steps back. Of course, he's not fully trained yet. He's not, he doesn't connect to the Force like naturally right now. It's not like a second nature thing for him right now. And so he doesn't sense that he's on the cliff there, basically ready to fall back, right? And so he falls back, and they're like looking down. They're like, oh, is he dead? And then basically says, I can't see him, but he's either dead or as good as. Fire up the transmitter. And it's basically, I want us on our way in 5 minutes. And so he's hanging on for his dear life right now, Luke is. And then so he's hanging on. He goes, well, Ben, you picked one heck of a time to speak up. And he does make his way up, so he does climb up. And it took 2 days to climb up here, and I need to return in about 5 hours. I could use that clear path you mentioned. So basically, he's talking back at Ben, but Ben does not respond because Ben can only exude himself in the Force as much as he can. And we find out about that even in the Thrawn trilogy, that, they can only do so much as a Force ghost, and then they have to return back to basically the spirit world or the Force. So there you go. And so now we're back at the royal palace here, because today, and then this is basically just another thought of Luke, because today is Leia's wedding day. So basically he wants to get back, and all that, And so we have it here. So we have everybody, the festivities are all ready to go. The wedding's all ready to go. And I thought Arrochar was a peaceful world. I never saw security personnel like this before today. And why require us to be here to observe? And so I believe this is Wedge and Han talking right now. There are dissident factions on Arrochar, Wedge. And not that I know of. We haven't been briefed on any specific security. So basically, they haven't been briefed on anything, even though they were training, their pilots and some of their forces. So that's kind of odd that, and Wedge points that out. And then so Han goes on. So what's the problem? This is supposed to be a happy day. And Han, he's very sarcastic, right? And then
he's being a bit pissy.
Yeah, he is. He's being very, very pissy, and Wedge calls it out. No one does sarcasm better than a Corellian, and you do it better than most. Problem, Han? And he goes, yeah, a really flippin' big one, Wedge. I could just hear his voice, too, when I read that. Yeah, I could just hear Han's voice. I don't think Leia needs to sell herself off like this for the sake of a military base. It feels old-fashioned, Leia's a force of nature. Most days I feel she can take on the Empire all on her own and win. So why is this necessary? He's kind of right. Leia is friggin' a badass.
Yeah. Not according to Disney, but...
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. She really stood by and just didn't do shit most of the time. Yeah. In the Disney trilogy. And then basically Wedge goes, she's committed. And then Han goes, she's always has been, but this, and this feels excessive. Prince, it's nearly time. So basically the handler tells him, Prince, it's nearly time. So, Han doesn't feel this is necessary. We know he's dealing with feelings about her too, but he also feels like, why is she selling herself? She's better than that, basically. So, yeah. And then so we have the prince and his handler here. I admit I am nervous. And then then his handler goes, "You are a credit. You are a credit to yourself and to Arrochar." And then the prince says, "Do you really believe this alliance will be successful?" And then he says to the prince, "Does the prince speak of the rebellion or the princess herself?" And then down here, this is kind of a creepy face right here when I was going over this last night, because I've already read through some of these already, but I was just going over it last night. And I was like taking a look at pictures for like what to use for the thumbnail for the channel. And I was looking at this. I'm like, oh my God, look how creepy his face looks right here. That's odd. That's creepy. And then he says, well, both. I do what's best for Arrochar, of course. And while this is a political pairing, I do truly hope, General, that Leia comes to feel warmly towards me. So basically, he has feelings about her too, from first sight. But she is a friggin' beautiful woman anyways, Princess Leia. And then I know you don't approve. My dear boy, I wish you nothing but joy and happiness. Your sacrifice and sense of duty will not go unrewarded. I promise you. Dun, dun, dun. So, yeah.
This guy doesn't look evil at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eye patch and come on. Who could the villain be?
Who could he be whatsoever?
It could be he's not the villain, but he certainly has the look.
Well, look at his face right there.
The top picture? You know who it looks like? Wes Studi.
He does. Oh my God. He sure does.
Yeah, it's Wes Studi, one of the best villain actors out there.
And Dances with Wolves when he's all shaved, when he's all bald as a Pawnee.
Well, the Last of the Mohicans, though.
That too. That's right.
Yeah, that guy is intimidating.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he freaking plays that character well. Holy crap. Yeah, he does.
He would have made a perfect Sith. Holy crap. Sith alchemist or something.
Yeah. Damn. There you go. Let's see. Okay, so he tells the prince, this will be a day well remembered in Arrochar's history. Children will sing the story of the day for generations to come. And we know there's something going on. We know that already, right? So, and then I long for military service general to be a pilot or one of the ranger, perhaps. And this is what the prince is saying. And the general tells him, your father, the king, chose a different path for you. And so they go on to discuss, their paths. Like, he always wanted to be in the military, and I think that's what he liked about Leia too, is that she was a princess and she also fought with her people as well, and for the cause. And I think that's what probably attracted him to her, as I mean, Leia has it all. That's just it. Leia has it all. And then, and you are the people are the people any less supportive of you and loved, the love prince. And I just screwed that verbiage up. Excuse me. And what about you? Do you think less of me for not serving? And he's all, don't worry. There may be time for that yet. So again, a little bit of foreshadowing here. What's going to happen in this comic and the next. And so we have Luke here, and he made it out of the snow. And so he's still up in the mountains, but he's out of, the higher elevation here. And he's making his way down as quickly as he can. But I thought this was interesting right here. He takes basically, says, I've never used a blaster like this before. Let's see if the old hollow thrillers were accurate. A tripwire, connected to the power pack assembly. So basically he takes the power pack assembly and makes a tripwire. So an explosive. There you go. And the blaster set to overload when the circuit is closed. I can hear them behind me. So basically he sets up, a trap basically.
Yeah, makes a little bomb.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. So he's like, let's try this. He's learning things on his own. And, and this is like survival instincts 101 right here. You have to outsmart your foes. So here you go. And basically, boom, it works. So some of them get caught up in it, some of them don't. And so they start shooting at them, and he runs for his dear life. And so they say he's heading for the meadow. And so they're planning on getting him there in the meadow, out in the open.
That jumping thing reminds me of Rambo, Rambo movie, when they're hunting him and he jumps off the cliff.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Into the tree and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Same kind of forest, too.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. So then he runs off towards the meadow, and basically they say the kid has got spirit, and basically they said the general says he's supposed to be some soldier savant, but no witnesses remember. So basically they kind of know some information about him, and they try to take him out. And they're like, drop him. What the? And basically, dun, 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 we have one of the pilots who found Luke in the nick of time.
Yeah. Can't see the name, but he says it on the last picture.
Yeah, he does. And it is, and I forget her name. I'll go ahead and read it. Rogue 5, you in one piece down there. And it's Argana.
Yeah, it's a Twilight lady.
Yeah, it's the Twilight.
Oh yeah, look, the hero gets saved by a woman.
Yep, right. And there was no female that, took any leading roles or responsibilities or has any kinds of hero until Disney Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Damn. And says, you're my wingman, Luke. I'm supposed to watch your back. Hop in. Like he's really going to hop in from there, but I get what she means. Something tells me you have a hell of a report to file. So he gets rescued by, he's her wingman. He gets rescued by her, and she gets to take him back. And he's been wanting to get back, right away. And this is something that Luke or Ben has told him, just act when you're supposed to. And, basically you'll find a clear path. And basically that she was the clear path for him to get back to them at the palace. So here we have Leia. She's getting ready. The servants and all them, the handmaids are all, fussing on her, getting her ready and all that, and we do have these guards, these security, these soldiers down here, armed and ready. And that's what Wedge and Han basically have been seeing. And they're questioning what the hell's going on here. Why, for this being such a peaceful world that's very secluded, why are they having such a big, huge security, out when there shouldn't be, and And so basically, thanks for being here, Mon Mothma. So Mon Mothma's with her, of course. And you are the closest I have to family here. That's kind of sad, but true. You know, because she basically lost everyone. And she, at this point, she doesn't know Luke's her brother. You know, and you know, the relationship between her and Han hasn't fully developed yet. You know, so just imagine how lonely Leia felt during that time period, right after Yavin and all that, like that sadness, that loneliness, you know, and stuff, and still having to persevere and, you know, be the leader. You know, Mon Mothma is the only one she has. So that's deep. That's heavy. It is. So, and basically she says, I'm sad. I'm lonely. And Mom Mothma asks her how her feeling. And this is in response. I'm sad. I'm lonely. I feel like I'm losing something or like I've already lost it. I'm doing the right thing, aren't I? And
look at the guy below her head there, though. What the?
Yes, that's odd. That is creepy, isn't that?
It's like a raper face. Come on.
I know, that is creepy.
He really likes holding that flagpole, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's like, yeah, I got this rod in my hand.
Yeah.
I got this rod. And how's the chat doing here?
Nobody grins like that in public.
Yeah. You know? Like holding a rod or a flagpole? Like, yeah.
Yeah, just stands there and grins like that. He's not even talking to anyone. Just...
And chat, how are you doing as we go through this first comic here? I can't wait to read you guys' comments here. And
probably
then
doing a peaceful protest.
Peaceful protest. And then basically there's a knock. Let me in. And it's Luke. He made it back. And then they turn him away. This area is restricted.
There's a super chat from Lethal Lightning. Thank you, Lethal. I love you too.
Oh, let me see. Whoops. Here we go. Australian $5. Thank you so much. I never feel lonely when you are around. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you guys for being such a great supporter of my channel. All right. So back to the freaky rod carrying guy and this little scene. And basically the guards turn him away. And I know who you are. Face it, kid. She's not your princess anymore. Damn. And Luke's like, what the fuck? Now that's a good use of a face reaction. This right here, this freaky rod flagpole carrying guy, that's creepy.
Yeah, it's look at him though.
But you know what I said last week is like this artist, she doesn't match the expressions that well up to the scene. Now Leia's face here, she looks annoyed and stuff. She looks concerned. She looks sad. She has all these emotions going on. So, but this is almost like a resting bitch face too. Just saying.
That there looks like it looks like a teenager that just found his dad's old VHS porn tapes, right? Just found a box with all of them.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I have a VHS player in my room.
I'm gonna have fun. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
The cleanup in the room. Oh my God. Okay.
My mom will have to wash so many socks.
Oh Lord. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Why are these socks standing up by themselves?
Yeah. You know, that's how the semen sample crossed the road, because he put on the wrong sock that day.
Oh Lord. Oh my God. And we get into this. We go from Star Wars comic to sex jokes, puns. Okay, let's move on. All right, so we get to the creepy looking West Studi kind of guy. And now I look at it, I can't stop seeing West Studi. Thanks, Stig.
Yeah. You're welcome. Representation, right?
Right. We could pretend that he was a native actor posing for this, and we got representation. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then basically say, what is it, General? It's nothing. It's just time. It's just time prints. My May the ancients bless us. And he's holding the activation button right there.
Yeah, the probe droid is in the hallway.
Mm-hmm. Is that a comm speaker right there, or is that a actual activation?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because it almost looks like a comm speaker, but then he clicks it, so maybe it is the activation button. Because okay, maybe
detonator too. I don't know.
Detonator or whatever. Yeah, and then it's the detonator. Kaboom.
Yeah.
And so it goes off. The quarters that basically are right next to Leia and Mon Mothma, where they're getting ready, goes off because they're not exactly inside that, but we'll find out who was inside that here pretty soon. Okay, so there's some people very important that were in that explosion, and then so Mon Mothma and Princess Leia gets knocked down, and of course they're like, what was that? And then now, Mon Mothma is being calm. Mon Mothma, please come in. And then she tells Leia to stay down. And then, so basically she responds, Home One reports, we have trouble. I know, looking right at it. So, I what, ma'am? And so she's looking up at the sky. And we find out that we're beginning to find out what's really going on here. The palace has been bombed. What are you talking about? Imperials, ma'am. I'm reading 3 Star Destroyers on the far side of the system heading this way. And then, we've been found. And, and again, I don't think this is a surprised face. I don't think the artist really did well on, some expressions when it comes to some scenes.
No, you know what it looks like? It looks like she had sex and the guy got his and she didn't.
Really? You came up with that, Stig?
Yeah. Not that I've ever seen a face like that.
I was gonna ask you, did you ever experience that before? I was like, is this by experience, Stig?
I refuse to answer that.
Uh-huh. Okay. And then who's in there? Open this door. So now they're having people responding. And then here you go. We have the Star Destroyers. This is Arrochar security. Open this door immediately. So basically they said, security, we have arrived, Lord Vader. And then the next comic is A Blaster for the Bride. So there we have it. So this is the first, the second or the third one in this small series here. So let's see here. All right. That's the face of a man on a mission. So basically that's what he's talking about, the guy holding the flagpole.
Yeah.
And then Lethal. See, Stick, fuck you. I'm sweet.
Well, she only said you're sweet because you paid for it.
I've called him sweet before. Oh no, I called him sweet before when he didn't have to pay for anything.
I probably have too.
And Holocron, Library Fox. Damn, the faces are really inconsistent. Yep, that's what I've been pointing out since we've gotten to this mini series of the Rebel Girl.
Yeah,
They should have said Rebel Princess, not Rebel Girl. That would have been a better title.
The buildings and the ships, all of it look great. It's just the faces.
Yeah, it's getting the physiques or the expression, or at least the physique of the face, and the characteristics of the face. They don't match the expressions too well, and it just makes it off a little bit because you don't know what to feel. Because when you're reading these comics, when you look at the face, it also gives you an indication of how they're feeling, what to feel. And when it's not connecting, it just takes you out of the experience in a sense. Like, why is she making a face like that? Or why does he look like a creepy bastard over here holding the pole? So let's see here. And then Holocron, on the other hand, the Star Destroyers. I know, right? Look at the detail in that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and then let's see here. Look at that.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
It's amazing. You have, George Lucas was very adamant about, like, even with his, his still shots and showing the Star Destroyers and all that, he was very adamant on sharing every little tiny detail within the ship. And this is right up on par with it. Very good. And some people are like that. Some people are very good at drawing geometric stuff. Some people are very good at doing architecture and all that kind of drawings and structures. And then some people are really, really good at, like drawing like features and, people and stuff like that. I think this artist is really good at drawing architecture, structures, all of that, but not really good at her downfall is drawing people, their expressions and all that. So that's how I see that. And so she's good at what she does for this, but not necessarily what is done for the figure drawings, the people in it. So
yeah, and to be fair, it's not like it's not unreadable,
Yeah, it's not.
It's fine, but it's just it's hard not to notice the faces, though.
Yeah, and then Holocron says she's got engineer. Yeah, Holocron says she's got engineer's blood, calling it now. Yeah,
probably.
And like I said, some people are very good at one form of drawing versus the other, and that's okay. That's okay.
I'm not good at anything drawing.
You're like, I'm not good at any of it at all. So we are going to get into a fun commercial here. Let's see here. Let me make sure I got the right one. Now this one's fun here. So little commercial break.
Find someone your own size.
The Star Wars trilogy is back on the big screen, and it's even better with a Pepsi. Great effects, man.
Yeah. And there you go. Thank you, Stig, for the commercial, sponsoring this commercial.
Oh, yeah.
That's off of Stig's channel, and his link is in the description below if you guys want to go follow him for some fun little pieces he does and shares and commercials that you archive them, which I think that's what you do. Your archive channel, and you're just basically a little, like, your humor, like non-PC humor kind of channel where you do little bits that can be kind of raunchy and everything, but it makes you laugh.
Well, yeah, I just put up a bunch of old commercials now and again. Just nostalgia, I suppose.
Yeah, you're a nostalgic kind of channel. You preserve things, and all that, and and you share your humor, which, can kind of be dark in a sense, but it's funny. I appreciate it. And Lethal Lightning says, turns out Dad was into some kinky stuff. Oh, wait, wouldn't that make Mother the freaky one? Well, I mean, it takes two to tangle, right? Damn. Let's see here. Okay, got that. Let's see here. And then Marshall Lewis, I don't recall seeing you on my channel before. Thank you for coming in. And I'm going to go ahead and share this once again. But starting in August through October, members of the channel who come in to the live streams on the channel, their name will be entered to win a copy of Mistress of Rat Attack. So this right here, it's basically done. There's a few things I just want to touch up on, but basically it's done. Got to let it dry and then put a finishing coat over it. And then I will go ahead and scan it and get it prepped for print and stuff. And you will receive. So through August and October, once a member attends a live stream, your name will go in. And so, like, if you attend all the live streams, then that's how many times your name goes into a chance to win. And here's a list of the live stream here. And what's not in here is there sometimes I will have a live stream with Stig, and it'll be like breaking news kind of live stream. That does count. So if we do happen to have one and you show up, your name will be added in. So we have Talking EU with Matt on the 10th, the 14th, Talking EU with Open Airlock Policy or Tim, Literature Review, and the 21st and 23rd, Hall of Knighthood at 6:30 p.m. So there you have it. So I'm excited about that to give back to you guys because you guys are amazing for supporting the channel. And I recommend, and those who subscribe, thank you for coming in and subscribing to my channel. It's greatly appreciated. And so this is just a way of giving back, you know, because you give to the channel so I could still do this for you. And so this is my way of giving back. So there you go. And let's get back into the comic here. So let me get this up again. Let's share, and then I'll read some comments, and then we'll move on. There we go. All right. So how are you guys doing in the chat? Let's see here. Nice artwork, Alora. Thank you so much. Oh, and here he's like, I'm lurking, doing woodwork. People, the way we've been talking today, that can go in so many directions. Let's see here. And Slick. Wow, impressive art. I remember the black and white outline. Yeah, that was just the sketch. That was just an idea of the sketch. I did get inspiration from Obsession comic with her Obi-Wan and Anakin on the cover. And then I took them out. I redid it, reimagined it, and put Rat Attack in the background. And there you go. And let's see here. Soul Assassin, please hit the like button and share the stream, y'all. Yes, thank you so much, Soul Assassin. And good, thanks. Awesome. Awesome. So, Stig, what did you think about that last comic we read?
On par with the previous two.
Yeah, do you think it was slightly better because we started getting more action?
No.
No? Okay.
I mean,
Fair enough.
The action is fine and all, but it's just this whole little miniseries feels like a filler episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a filler, like leading up to the actual, you know, last part of the scene. Orange Chat Reviews, removing nails, laugh out loud, countryside work. Awesome. All right, so let's get into this. So basically next, a blaster for the bride. And we have this right here. What do you think of this cover, Stig?
Great cover.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. They all look very, very young here, but this is very young into the story. Like this is very early into the story. We all know like Luke is like 19, so is Leia. Han is what 10, kind of like 10 years older than them though. So
it
something
looks
like that.
Something from the old Marvel comics from the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just with a little bit better coloring, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have the TIE fighters and the X-Wings in the background, all of that fun stuff, you know, and then Vader's helmet and stuff looks well done here, I think. Like I've seen other art where it looks kind of off.
Yeah, this one looks perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very good. Very, very good. And then, so we are now getting into, we know the Star Destroyers are arriving at the Arrochar system. And basically they were responding back to Vader that they have arrived. And Vader's back on Coruscant. So as you can see here, you know, we have Coruscant, we have the skyscrapers in the background, basically. And they're reporting back to him. And we have them, long-range scanners have identified Home One and several other rebel ships in orbit. Intelligence from the surface confirms the rebel base is not yet operational. The Arrochars have fulfilled their end of the bargain perfectly. There you have it.
The helmet, Vader's helmet in this picture looks off too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it looks like...
It looks too sunken in, like, you know, like...
Yeah, it looks like he's drained almost, you know?
He's drained. Yeah. And I think, I don't know. I think maybe that's one of the toughest thing that these artists can get right is Vader's helmet. That's what I've noticed. There's an inconsistency with the helmet. And
Yeah.
sometimes I think that they do the helmet in such a way to show expression, but there's no need to show expression through the helmet. I think like the last two comics are like a few ones back, we had like Vader's helmet looking like he's like the expression on it looked like he's shocked or surprised or something like that. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And I don't think that was necessary. We don't need to see the expression through the helmet to get what's going on. That's the only one that we don't need to see with the expression on the face, because we're not seeing the face, right? So, and then so basically, let's get back into this. So they have, you may begin planetary bombardment. So there we go. And they're like, what? Bombardment? But, and so that was never their thing. They were just going to attack the base and the rebels, not the planet. But Vader thinks otherwise. And so he sends out his orders. Your allowance for collateral damage among the indigenous population is 100%. The rebels are to be wiped out. Am I clear? So he's like, I don't give a shit about anybody on the planet. Just destroy it. I want the rebels gone. That's ruthless right there. He's like, just get rid of them all. Basically, he sees them as kind of like a rebel sympathizers as well, in a sense. And you know how the Empire feels about that. That's how I see that. And then he's like, yeah, yes, perfectly, my lord. And it says, and for your sake, I hope so. I am counting on you to accomplish this mission in my absence. This ends today. Not a single rebel will be left alive. And then basically he's like, it will be done. And he bows down and takes his orders up the butt. But there he goes. No, I'm just had to throw that in. And then, so basically respond, you are all right, sir? Yes, I am fine. Alert the other ships to bring all weapon systems online. So basically he's following the orders of Vader to just begin the bombardment. And we know what, if you haven't read the EU, basically bombardment basically is the attack on the planet's surface, you know, and we've seen that like in Legacy of the Force when Jason Solo bombards Kashyyyk.
Oh, and we absolutely see it in the first Knights of the Old Republic game when Darth Malak bombs Taris.
Yeah. And you know, so that's something common in the lore is the planetary bombardment and destroying it and stuff. And so that's what they're doing right here. Once within range, we will target the coordinates of the rebel base and expand our fire outwards 10 kilometers in a standard bombardment pattern. So we get an example of what they do for a bombardment here. Blah, can't even say that word. That radius will include a major population center as well as the palace of Arrochar, sir. So basically they're going to take out everything, you know, so basically they just like, they backstab the Arrochars.
Yeah, they have no use for them anymore, so just nuke them, you know?
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly. And then so here we have the Emperor communicating with Vader. And then you have made me miss our greatest victory, he's telling the Emperor. You gave those rebels far too much credit. They are but a nuisance. The universe is full of great victories waiting to be had. And then Vader responds back, but you deny me this one. So we know that like he has this passion of just like, Vader has this passion of just like getting rid of the rebels and stuff like that. And we have the Emperor responding him back accordingly. You have earned a level of censor, Vader. Your recent actions were impulsive and reckless. The Empire will prevail today. You personally will not. So he's getting back at Vader right now. He's like, you know, you basically don't follow orders, you know, and blah, 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 blah. He's reprimanding him. Be thankful I am compassionate enough to also recognize the good you did and that your punishment was not more severe. So we have this push and pull with Vader and the Emperor. We have the Sith Master and the Sith Apprentice going at it. And I think this is like naturally how they're supposed to be. Even though he seduced him to come to the dark side saying, yeah, my boy, you're going to have everything I have. And then now we have that so many years later, 19 plus years later, and this is the relationship they're in. Then he says, Vader, be thankful. And so we have Vader, of course, bowing down. So one of the most strongest threatening beings in the galaxy bows down to Vader, that's also a scary sight for people to, or not Vader, Emperor, that's a scary sight to see. That shows how much power the Emperor has, right? And then now we're back at Arrochar Royal Palace. And so we have the security that are being asked, Arrochar security, open the door. They're, but they want to get in. They know the princess and Mon Mothma's in there. We know already they're working with the Imperials to get rid of the rebels, right? And we have the two leading leaders pinned in the room right there. And basically, Leia right here hands Mon Mothma the blaster. And she's like, what? You have a blaster on her? And she goes like, yes, I do. I'm not going to read all of it. But she's like, yes, I do. I prepared myself. And she goes, aren't you glad that I decided to carry a blaster with me to my wedding, basically? Leia's not a fool. And that's what I like about her. So she hands the blaster over to her. And she's all, get ready, Mon Mothma. And so basically, Leia opens the door. And I'll get to that page right now. She gets ready to open the door. We have, them trying to shoot the door open. I guess that's what that is. She opens the door. Oh, no, they're shooting past. Okay, I see what's going on there. They're not shooting at the door. They're shooting away. She opens the door, knocks them down. They turn around and shoot her, and she runs back in. She does grab another blaster rifle here.
Yeah, they. You know what? They look like Nazi troopers.
Yeah.
And the machine gun basically that she's stealing from him looks like an old Schmeisser.
Oh wow!
World War II. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it looks like a scene from one of the Wolfenstein games.
Wow!
In a castle shooting Nazis, right?
Oh wow! And I shared this image on Twitter last night because I was like, this is a friggin' badass picture of Leia. She knocks them down. She steals the machine gun, the rifle, runs back in to take cover, and starts shooting.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of the. I'll put it in the group chat.
Okay.
Copy.
And so basically, she asked Mon Mothma, "Are you okay? I've been with the rebellion." This is Mon Mothma's response back to her. "I've been with the rebellion longer than you. This isn't my first action." And then she goes, "Home One report." So she gets a hold of Home One, and ma'am, the Imperials are on a direct course for the planet. Estimate time of arrival in less than 30 minutes. And so basically, they blast down, they shoot down all these security people.
Check the picture in the group chat. It's
okay.
It's the same one you see used in Indiana Jones too. When
Okay.
especially in the third one when
oh yeah, you want me to share it with everybody, or I wonder if I
yeah, I can do that.
Okay, let me get out of some of these windows here.
When Indiana Jones and his dad escapes the room they're kept in, and Indiana Jones shoots a guy and says, "Don't call me Junior."
Yeah,
that's the one.
Oh, okay, all right. So here you go, everybody. Here it is.
Yeah, look, it's the same thing, only Star Wars. Like a Star Wars version of that one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I just imagine having a power pack instead of actual, the ammo that we use, like bullets and stuff like that. They have, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting.
It has an MP40. Also known as a Schmeisser.
Schmeisser, yeah, that's what I've learned it was called, the Schmeiser. All right, let's get back into the comic here. Let's share. There we go. And let me go ahead and check on the chat real quick, because it's not only about reading the comic and reviewing them and having fun. It's also about, seeing what the chat has to say about it too. Orange chat. Vader was ruthless with a hint of bloodlust. Yes, he wanted them dead. He craved that in a sense. And that goes back to him like killing the younglings. I think that's where that stemmed from. Keck44, howdy. How are you doing, Keck? And what beverage are you enjoying this fine morning? Well, my fine morning, I don't know the time frame in your area. Let's see here. Okay. David Chilson. Hi, everyone. No coffee at this time of the day, but I'm drinking a sweet tea. That sounds really good. I got from Arby's, a fast food chain here in Florida. I have Arby's where I live at too. So, and I like to get their Market Fresh sandwiches. I love the Market Fresh sandwiches. And then Marshall Lewis watching. Thank you so much. And then that's what we got. We got Mon Mothma in action. We don't get to see her in action much. So I can appreciate this comic for that, showing that side of Mon Mothma, because we always see her as the dignitary, right, Stig? We always see her giving orders, the dignitary. We don't see her in action. We know she can fight. So I think that was brilliant. And Marshall says, interesting. And then Orange Hat, whoops, I thought I clicked on it. Look at the red from the trigger and the handle and up to the magazine. Well, it would make a cool looking pistol. Okay. And they have the meats. Yeah. And then Keck says iced tea, sugarless, sweet, iced tea, sugarless with a puke, like a throw up face, sick face, sweet tea. Oh, so you like your iced tea without sugar? Is that what I'm getting? And sweet tea makes you feel nauseous? Is that what I'm getting? Most of the time, my iced tea is without sugar. But that's something I did a while back when I took sodas out of my diet. I started drinking iced tea without sugar. If I did have some kind of sweetener, it was just a little bit of honey. My hot teas would have a little bit of honey, never without any sweetener. But that's just me. So some people tell me I'm ridiculous, crazy for drinking tea without sugar. I think it's good that way, but that's just me. So let's see here. Let's get back to the comics here. So they're here. They're getting ready to leave. And Mon Mothma basically has her, they're both armed basically. And she's in communication with Home One. I need priority extraction for myself and Senator Organa. Order the base on high alert and scramble all fighters. All non-combatant personnel should report to the base for evacuation. And they're like, yes, ma'am. And she continues, and send word to the base commander. Initiate rapid startup of the ion cannon array. And Leia's like, what? Now, this is right here is a good expression of Leia's face. Is because Leia, it was so engulfed in preparing for this wedding and this arrangement that she made that, she didn't realize there are some things that Mon Mothma had planned that she didn't know about. And where's it coming from is what is asked. And then so now they're back in the palace courtyard here, where everybody is waiting for the wedding. We have total chaos going on, explosions happening, fires, and all of that. Those are heavy blaster bolts. Safe bet the Arrochar soldiers are firing on us. Is it stupid of me to ask why? And so basically, we have that's Wedge and someone else, or Wedge and Han, I guess, talking. They've formed a defense perimeter around the palace. This guy kind of looks like Han right here. That's why I was asking.
It's Han.
Okay.
Han and Chewie and Wedge.
Yeah. And it says they don't seem too concerned with the bomb itself. They seem more interested in, and then he basically says, in keeping people away. So they're figuring things out. They're like, oh shit, it's all going down. Rebel Alliance personnel must most of all. So basically, Wedge is calling out the things. They're like, yeah, this is obvious. They are wanting us gone. What about Leia? We have to get her out of there. And of course, they're getting fire, and they're behind cover and receiving fire and all that. They've already scrambled the squadrons, Wedge says. And then Leia and Mon Mothma can take care of themselves. We should fall back to the base. And then Han gets upset. The hell with that. I could just hear his voice with that. And they continue to go on. Han has to, fire, because they're in a battle zone. We'll find the Princess, Wedge. You figure out what the blazes is going on. That's what Han says. So, and so we do see Rogue Squadron. They're scrambled. They're helping out everybody, and doing what they're told, basically. They're in now battle again. And Rogue 6 to flight. Are you seeing anything? And they're like -6. Just a whole lot of confusion on the ground. No hostiles. Scanners are clear. So they're reporting back and forth. And just observing. There's missiles going on, fighting going on, what have you. Home One says Imperials are inbound to the planet. And there's no way this bomb is unrelated. Keep your eyes peeled for anything that feels wrong. And 6, how about that? And so basically they're communicating, we have a lot of crap going on here. And now we're back in the palace. So this is freaking crazy. So what I said about the explosion, some important people have died in the explosion. Well, we're getting to that now. Okay, General, what have you done? This is the prince talking to General. Ensured you have a role to govern, son. That's what I've done. Your name will be known on Coruscant. And then the prince responds, you've made a deal with the Empire? You idiot. And he goes back. I forgive you for that, Your Highness. And then so basically they have their confrontation here. And yes, I made the deal. It's a smart deal. It's about looking at two sides and picking the winning side. And then so he questions, and the princess? And then he responds back to the prince. She brings them here. She gets the planet noticed. I have had no idea you'd grown attached to the rebel wife. And then basically the prince says, what are you doing? Or what are you going to do to her? And then it's responded back, hand her over to the ranking imperial officer. So they want to hand her over because, she's one of the leaders and stuff. And he goes back, he responds with, and after that, I'll look the other way unless, of course, they let me watch. And then so basically he shoots his general. See, basically
Speaking of stupid people that make bad decisions and ends up getting shot, Matt Wilkins is in chat.
Oh, okay. Well, hello, Matt Wilkins. How are you doing? I always know when you pop in because, Stig has just a colorful way of announcing you're here joining us. And thank you again, Matt Wilkins. Don't worry, folks. When I get on O.G.Starwars, I'll be sure to do a better job than Stig. Well, thank you, sir. And again, I can't wait to have my Talking EU interview with you. It's going to be some good times. And
I'll be watching Police Academy 4 when that happens.
Okay. Thank you for the support, my co-host. You're such a wonderful supporter. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get back to the comic right here. So basically what had happened is that the general, or we're getting to it right now. So let me just read it to you guys. Let me just get into that. So we have Han in here. He basically looks like he blows the guy's head off or something. That's what it looks like, but that could be mean. But we have a big splatter there. It could be the position of the guy. Who knows?
Well, someone's gotten their brains blown out.
Yeah. And basically, kid get down. Well, when Han says kid, we know who he's talking about, right? And then basically, where's the princess? So we don't see who the kid is, but we already know who it is, right? And the general talks to the prince, son, your parents would be ashamed of you. They saw things the way I do before I had them killed. So basically, he killed the princess, the prince. They killed his parents, and they basically were killed in that explosion.
That blows.
That blows, right? That yeah. And then he's like, "What?" And then we have one of the troopers back there behind him getting ready to blow his head off. You will pay for that. The general was a great man. And then boom, here comes the kid. There's Luke Skywalker. That's enough. And he friggin' slices into him. There you go, in the nick of time. And then now we're at the Rebel base. So we already seen pictures of the Rebel base being built and stuff, in the previous comics here. And Han gets there in time. They have his X-Wing already warmed up and prepped, ready to go. And he starts taking his, his lead as Rogue Squadron leader here. And, he tells, basically as commanded, everybody who is not combatant or fighting needs to, evacuate, and everybody that is ready to fight, get in their X-Wings and let's go kind of deal. So that's just plain and simple here. And then we get back here, and they're standing around the dead general and the dead, troopers and stuff. And then basically Han says, "You've gotten better with that thing." And then, and he's talking to Luke. And then Luke talks, "Prince Caspar, are you okay?" And he basically says, "Less than an hour ago, I was about to get married." And he goes on, "And now my entire world's fallen apart. Such betrayal. The general was my tutor since childhood." That's friggin' crazy. So he had to kill someone that was an influence in his life since he was a child. And he sold my family.
You know what?
Isn't
that what Anakin has to do with Palpatine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like a foreshadow here, huh?
Yeah, well.
Maybe, because he eventually has to kill his tutor or the person that he's seen as his friend and what have you in Return of the Jedi. So there you go. It's crazy. And you should come with us, Luke tells him. The rebellion is home for people like you, people like us. And basically the prince, turns him down. He's like, "No, I'm the king now. My family carved this place out of the rock dozens of generations ago. I won't see that history undone by traitors or Imperials. I am staying to make this right, but I have one question." And he says, "Leia." And then, of course, Han responds, "All right, funny, I have the same question." And then, Chewie says whatever he says. And then I'm not going to try to do the Chewie, try to imitate Chewie. And then basically he's like, "Where is she?" And then the northern wing, the tower chambers, but they will be looking for her too. They're these traitors, so basically lets them know, and we get an image of where exactly that is. She never loved me like I hoped she would. She was devoted utterly to the rebellion, but she did care to a degree, I could tell. Please relay to her I wish her a long, happy life. And Luke goes on to say, "I will. Sure you can't come with us?" And the prince responds, "You're right. Or your fight is out there amongst the stars. Mine is right here for the sake of my people." And they shake hands. Very diplomatic right there. And maybe that's a sense of like Luke starting to mature just a little tiny bit. He's learning how to be diplomatic, and stuff like that. Little glimpse into, a little bit of progression of Luke right there. And then I almost used this as the cover here. I thought this was a cool picture of the X-Wing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is. And, I always wanted to do an X-Wing series, like painting series, like do little portraits of like the stealth X-Wings and the regular X-Wings and all that. Maybe I will. Who knows? Maybe that's coming next. One of the things that's coming next in my little Star Wars painting journey that I'm doing. Rogue's leader to Rogue Squadron. Who's out there? And then they respond, lead. This is Rogue 5. We're all on station. Save for Luke. It's been a bit rough. The palace was equipped with surface-to-air missile batteries, and then was destroyed with the barest minimum of property damage. So that's what Rogue Squadron did at the time when they were there. They were destroying, those little air to missile, batteries. Appreciate 5I, and then Rogue Squadron, come in. This is Home 1. We're relaying a priority call from Senator Organa. Switch to secure channel line. And then so basically they commandeer a ship. Mon Mothma and Leia commandeer a ship. Look at them. Look at them go. All right. They know their shit, right? Leia, where are you? We're fine, Wedge. We're in a shuttle. Taking off from the northeast lawn of the palace.
Look at Leia's face in there, though.
Yeah.
She looks guilty. Like she's done something shitty. Look at that.
They look like Ventress, like in my picture. They don't have any pupils.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. Again, hit and miss with this, because look at our we have our Twi'lek here. She looks perfectly fine here. So
Leia, and she looks like Wilkins.
Oh Lord, how does she look like Wilkins?
Smug and full of shit.
Smug and full of shit. Is that how you see Wilkins?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Only when is in your chat.
Why only in my chat?
He behaves on his own channel.
That's his channel, and he can act any which way he wants to on his channel.
Yeah, he's nice on his own channel.
Uh-huh. He's pretty nice to me on my channel.
Oh, just wait.
Just wait, huh? Oh Lord. I feel like I'm having like you're doing like marking your territory kind of talk here.
No.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's go on. Basically, they say Leia, or I think it's Leia still talking. We could use some escort Mon Mothma's arrangement, proper transportation from the base to Home 1. And then basically they respond, on our way. So we see, Han and Luke on the ground, and Leia and Mon Mothma taken off in the shuttle here. A lot of chaos going on, of course. We see fire, all of that. It looks like an X-Wing in front of them. They're getting ready to escort Senator Mon Mothma and Leia. And let's see here. And then Han, the princess is away. She's safe. Get yourself out of there. So basically that could be Wedge or one from Rogue Squadron. And they're back at the Falcon. So they're getting ready to take off. And of course, plenty of chaos. We see, the fighters in the sky, the temple's on fire, all of that, bodies everywhere. She sure knows how to pick them. And then, hey, that's not fair. The Arrochars fooled us all. And he goes, not all of us, kid. And, so Han goes on, they board the ship. And then he goes, nothing's ever what it seems. Remember that smuggler's code. If you're always so cynical, how do you ever expect anyone to trust you? And basically Han says, I don't. And, but I'll live longer. So that's what he tells Luke. And then
he's perfectly in character for that time too, because this is very much episode 4 Han, right?
Yeah. He's still kind of he's still selfish. He's still thinking of himself, and all this stuff. Even though he did take the general spot, and he still has that mentality. He still hasn't really fully transformed into a more selfless character, I guess you could say. So, and that's, if anything I could say, the art in this little series is not very well done. Like when it comes to the human form and expression, architecture, ships and stuff, well done, all of that. But the story does fit the time frame.
Oh yeah,
And
it's like a glove.
it may be like Courtship of Princess Leia 2.0 in a sense, but in a different manner. But when we see the characteristics of the character, and how they respond, how they act, like Luke, he's very green, he's still learning, he doesn't have he's not in tune with the Force very well yet. He's not very diplomatic yet. So, and then we have Han, he still has some selfish acts and thinking and stuff like that, looking out for number one, basically fits perfectly. So we have Mon Mothma and Leia in the ship here.
I mean,
Go ahead.
look at Mon Mothma's face, though. She looks retarded. Leia doesn't look well either in that bottom picture.
Yeah. She almost looks like she has a double chin there.
Yeah, it looks like two people you'll see on, the Judge Judy show or something, right?
Judge Judy? I haven't thought about that show in a long time. Wow.
Like, someone ran over the third cousin's dog.
Third cousin once removed.
Yeah.
And they're fighting over that. They're like, no, I didn't do it. She did. No, she did it.
You done killed my dog.
You killed my doge. and then you have like the Southern accent.
Yeah.
Okay, I just went into stereotypes there, but hey, let's move on. So basically, Leia starts apologizing. Mom Mothma, I'm so sorry. And then she basically responds back to Leia, plenty of times to debrief later. So basically she's like, don't start right now. We can debrief later. And then she tells Leia, when we first started construction here on Arrochar, I authorized a secret first stage project. Home One tells me it just came online. And then Leia goes, the ion cannons? And she goes, the ion cannon. So Mon Mothma, that was the first priority of her, was to make sure that the base was fully armed first while they did in construction. So Mon Mothma, this is not her first, rodeo, basically. She is a smart cookie. She is a smart woman. She's like, okay, so let's make sure that we're armed at first while we're in construction, because you never know. And she was smart to do that. Very smart. And we don't see that in Disney Star Wars, really. Sorry to say, people, if you like that, you like Mandalorian and stuff, you're not going to get smart story like this.
No, I mean,
You're
in one of the last episodes, the Mandalorian got access to a secure Imperial facility and accessed secure information by scanning his face.
Yeah.
But to prove you have a face and it's okay.
Yeah, right. You would, and it took, like, when they were looking for the Kalamas documents in the Theron duology, or the Hand of Theron, they couldn't go scan their face. They had to go in there and use Lobaka and try to hack into it.
You know what would have made sense on the Mandalorian for that scanning thing?
Mm-hmm.
If it was an older facility, right?
Uh-huh.
And they had Boba Fett scan his face because he looks like an old clone.
Yeah.
Then it would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. That would make a little more sense than what they did for that. I mean, there's really no thought process in, lore and stuff with it. It's just like, oh, that sounds like a cool idea. Let's do that. The people are just going to eat it up.
5 seconds of thinking, and I made it make more sense than they did.
Yeah, right. I mean, seriously, it makes the Empire look like they were idiots. Like they just didn't know how to protect their most sensitive resources, data, whatever. Just scan your face.
Yeah, prove you have a face, and then because
But how in the hell did Vader? Faces. How in the hell did Vader then get information, confidential information? Because if he took off his helmet for so long, he could die, because that was basically his life support.
Nobody knows.
I mean, there's another thing that's wrong with that direction with the scanning of face, right? Who knows? Maybe he had a secret like number code. I don't know. But that just is just, it's just very confusing. It doesn't make sense whatsoever to use that, do that kind of thing to get confidential Imperial information inside a, what was it, a cantina place?
No,
What was
they
that?
had like it was a dining area of the base.
Okay, but inside the dining area, you put a data port there. That usually goes into like certain areas, like I can't even think of the name right now. People in the chat can probably help me out here, but that usually is put in a different facility on, in the base or whatever, that like a data room or something like that, where you even have to punch in a code to get in there.
Yeah.
Didn't make sense whatsoever. They just had to make it convenient.
Just prove you have a face, and that's as far as Filoni's thinking goes.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, it's just mind numbing. Anyways, let's get back to this. This is a lot better. And then, so basically we have the Star Destroyers here, and then I think this little box here basically is, them still talking, and Han and them still talking. And we can thank Han and Perla for, it's Mon Mothma saying this, and we can thank Han and Perla for the schematics that made it possible. So this goes back to when Perla sold all that equipment to the rebellion. So there you go. This is what they made use of it with, so, and we have them at the Star Destroyer here. We've caught them napping Admiral. So they have no idea how prepared Mon Mothma was for something like this. As expected, down to the rebels, fleet desperately initiating evasive maneuvers, pathetic. So he's mocking them, like, look at them, they're just pathetic. We caught them off guard. And target all ships. We'll do this quick and simple. So they're feeling very confident. I don't know, that he looks like he's ready for battle. I don't know. Maybe this is kind of this is a better expression here. So, and you may fire when, and he starts to say ready, and they're like, Admiral, we're being fired upon. And he goes, our deflectors can surely handle anything, and he stops. And then we have Mon Mothma with a determined face here. That's how I see that. That's okay right here. It's a hit and miss with their expressions. Ion control, continue firing at your discretion. And so we see them right here. Even though the base is not fully constructed, she was ready. She was ready just in case. That was a very smart move of Mon Mothma. A lot of respect to her. And then you could see them firing upon the ships right here. Caught them totally off guard. They thought they caught the rebellion off guard, but nope. They got caught off guard. So the tables turned on this. And this is pretty cool. I thought this was badass right here. So you could see, them get impacted by the ions, the ion blaster bolts or whatever it's called. And then you can see fleet or home one right here, and and everything going on. So now they weakened them. They got explosions. The battle's going on.
Yeah, with the ion cannons also disable the deflector shields.
Yes, so they do.
It's basically EMP.
Mm-hmm.
So they can just fire on them.
Mm-hmm, exactly. They basically crippled them right here. And this kind of probably was your day, huh? Like all the lightning that's going on right here.
Yeah.
Kind of like your day today. Oh Lord! And those who haven't heard from the beginning of the show, Stig right now, I don't know if it's going on now, but earlier.
Oh, it is.
It's still going on.
There's
a lightning storm going on back home where he lives. So, and what did you say? 5,000 lightning strikes?
Yeah, I looked at the. There's like a website for it, and my area has been hit by over 5,000 lightning strikes in 6 hours.
Yeah.
So, woohoo, fun.
Yeah, this is kind of like, imagine Stig. This is kind of what Stig is in right here. And I'm surprised. I'm thankful that you haven't lost power yet. Thank God. So hopefully you don't before we.
I have unlimited power.
It's like unlimited power. And then so we see them, like the ships hit, it's going down. And scramble all fighters, ready ground invasion forces, and everything's offline, Admiral. Even deflectors, once those cannons hit, we lost it all. We're helpless. And he's like, no. So basically, here you go. They were taken down by surprise. Again, Mom Mothma, genius here. And they say, one down. Concentrate all fire on the remaining two. Send word to Mon Mothma. So basically, you know, they got their victor here, in a sense. Then we have Vader. He's not happy.
Hyperventilating in the mask.
Yes, you could see it right there. And he like, yeah, this is not a happy guy, not a happy dude. The path has been cleared. Evacuation can begin. And he's all, and so that's them talking about evacuation and blah, blah, blah. I think that's the base or whatever. And then so Vader's like breathing heavily. He's all, never again will I sit back as others fail and fail again to end these rebels. The hunt will be mine to command and mine alone. So he's very pissed. He's like, but if he was there, he would have went down. He wouldn't have, maybe he would have known, who knows? Maybe he was sensed it in the Force, who knows? But basically he feels like because he wasn't there, you know, they failed. And then so we have them above Arrochar, basically, and we have Leia here contemplating. That's a good expression there. You know, she's contemplating. So C-3PO is coming in. Yes, 3PO. What is it? And then he responds, I have a message from Master Luke. We would like you to know that he's holding a message from the prince for you. And then she responds back, from the prince, a message? And then she goes on later, 3PO, a proper and perhaps never. And then he's like questioning her, Your Highness. And then she basically responds back, Arrochar was a mistake and one I'll have to live with. The prince didn't deserve what we did to his world. And while I hold the empire ultimately responsible. So, you know, she's feeling it. You know, I mean, there was a lot to take in. She thought she was making the right deal, end up being, you know, a trap. Everybody was deceived all around, you know, and so basically they go into hyperdrive until the day we can make them pay for their actions, their deception and their exploitations of innocent worlds, you know. So basically that's the conclusion, you know, and they jump into hyperspace from, you know, they were not even in atmosphere or anything. They just jump into hyperspace through the hyper, you know. So here we go, still keeping continuity. And basically she goes on to say, I will carry the guilt for the prince and for Arrochar, the end. So they go through a lot. They, you know, this is still early, you know, into like after Yavin and stuff. And the empire does take, you know, does they do what they need to do to try to defeat the rebels, right? And that's even sacrificing worlds. And that's what they were trying to do here. And so, you know, of course, we all know who she marries in the end, you know, but we also know, and we've learned in the lore that Leia will make sacrifices for the rebellion at some even cost to her, you know, and to make sure that they are successful, you know, in their mission of freeing the Republic from the tyranny of the Empire. So, okay, so Stig, what do you think about this?
Didn't like this this 4-part series at all. Give it like a 3 or a 4 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Holocron says this, and this the artist here. Let me go back to that real quick. Let's see here. So, the art. So the art for her for this one right here was a female name. I remember we talking about this earlier.
Yeah. At least the ones we did last.
Yeah.
Week.
Yeah. I'm going back. So, yeah, the pencils is Stephanie Creedy. So she's the one. So the penciler is the one that creates the art, pencils it. And then we have Julene. So I'm guessing maybe a woman, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a man who inked it over. But the person who does the art is the penciler. It's the person. So it's Stephanie. And then the color is Gabe. So it was a woman who did the art, who penciled the art. So, but I know that there's a penciler who initially does the art. Then we have the inker who does the outlines and stuff like that. And then we have the colorist. So there you go. So partly right. Soul Assassin, I only seen the Mandalorian show once. Can't remember much of it. Wow, it must have not been that memorable. And then David Chilson. It was a Imperial mining facility. What was Imperial mining facility? Let's see here. David Chilson, are the ion cannons like the ship-mounted phasers in Star Trek?
I don't know. I don't watch Star Trek that
Yeah,
much.
I don't know too much about that to say yes or no. So anybody in the chat who is familiar with Star Trek, like the lore overall, I'm very much a casual with Star Trek. I did watch it growing up, but that's the extent of it. I never went beyond that. Let's see here. It says no Pelor, that's French male name. Is it a French male name? Because Stephanie Creedy. Let's see here. If it is, I apologize. Stephanie Creedy, artist. Okay, there's all kinds of Stephanie Creedys here, but yeah. So it's if it's a male, then it's a male. But my
it's Stefan. It's not Stephanie.
Is it Stefan? Oh, how it's said. Oh, Stefan. Okay, so if that's Stefan, because I seen Stefan spelled differently in Italian. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a guy. I apologize, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. I still stand with the art. But thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, the art is great except for the faces.
Yeah, like the architecture, structure, ships, all of that. Yes, that's great. I think what mostly we criticized from the beginning was how, you know, like the human form was drawn in the art. We've complimented from the beginning the structure and all of that. I mean, there's even scenes in there where where it looks like it's kind of like, I forgot to point it out, but there's like a couple of scenes in there where you look at the top of the buildings, it looks like Naboo. Excuse me. So I really like the structure. I really, really do. Excuse me, but yeah. And then Stig pronounces it correctly, Stefan. Yeah, well, like I said, I like Stefan. I've worked with a guy named Stefan in at a restaurant, and he's Italian, and it's spelled differently than that too. So I apologize for not being correct. But hey, it is what it is. The ship faces in Star Trek fire a continuous beam to the target.
No, it's not a continuous beam. It's more like a bolt. You see it in Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I'll have to take a look at that then. Yeah. All right. So we have to plan on which comics we're going to review for next week's Stig. I don't know if you want to continue on in the series here or not.
Yeah, we can do the next one.
Okay, let me see what it is.
There are good ones coming up, though. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, the one with the Jabim.
Yeah, that one should be right around the corner, I think.
Yeah. So we have number 19 here. So we have this one that I think is the story.
Look at that. Looks
What's
like
that?
Well, do go back 2 pages.
This one?
Next one. There.
Oh, sorry. Right here? Right here?
How's that Dr. Apra?
There you go. Mm-hmm. A Lotho Minor, a junkyard planet.
Yep.
Lotho, not Lothal. Lotho. Maybe that's where Filoni got the name, right?
Heck if I know.
I'm just guessing. But yeah, so we'll continue on in the series here. So that's just a little glimpse here. And, For Against the Galaxy. And I look forward to that as well. And this has been fun here. And Stig, I know you hop on to other people's channels when you can. Do you have anything coming up?
No, actually.
Okay.
Because the Game of Thrones book talk has been put on hold until October because Sporking's wife is having a kid soon.
Okay.
So
awesome.
This is the only regular one I'm on. Well, Teresa started doing a Lord of the Rings book talk. It was she and I and Lady Gravemaster were talking about it on Saturday, and we went through the first 7 chapters of the first book, which was a lot of fun, and we're gonna pick that up in a week or 2.
Okay, awesome. And I began reading Lord of the Rings, and so I've been enjoying that. So, and I did listen to the first one you guys did, so that was loads of fun. And so those who love that series, I suggest you go support her channel. And Miss Martin Muse's channel is in the description below. She is also one of my channel members, and so her link is in the description below. So go subscribe to her channel, and keep an eye open for when the next one is going to happen. Loads of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and go to a commercial break.
The fate of the galaxy is now in your hands. With the new LEGO Star Wars Slave 1, you can load Captain Solo, arm your weapon systems, man the cockpit, and take off with the most feared ship in the galaxy. But watch out for rebel ships. No matter the enemy, no matter the firepower, you control the action. With the new LEGO Star Wars collection.
I love how they said you can load up Han Solo. That's funny. But we have Slave 1. Will forever be Slave 1. Yep. And then, so those who have been following Literature Review, this is the novel that we are reading right now. And we're going to review it here soon, or in August. So X-Wing Rogue Squadron, which everybody on Twitter who voted, this is the one that was that received popular vote. And I think it's fitting, because for the fact that they are rebranding the name of it now, they're calling it Rogue One or Rogue Squadron, instead of keeping the name X-Wing Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, and the only reason they're doing that is to promote the upcoming Rogue Squadron movie.
Yes.
They're lying, because this book has nothing to do with that movie at all.
No, she says, "Oh yeah, I'm inspired by the book, blah 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 blah, but I do need to, catch it up with modern times," and that's a hint on the direction they're going to take it.
Yeah. Rated W for woke.
Exactly. And again, here's the schedule for August. This is the live stream schedule. However, my goal and my mission is to jump back into every Tuesday, uploading a lore video, or at least having it uploaded by Wednesday. So creating a lore video and having it uploaded either Tuesday or have it up by Wednesday, So, but that's just pre-recorded stuff. This is live stream. Thursday coffee chat, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every Thursday, unless we say otherwise. Schedule is subject to change. On the 10th, Talking E with Matt Wilkins, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All of this is Pacific Standard Time, my time. On the 14th, Talking E with Tim, Open Airlock Policy, 6:30 p.m. The 21st, Literature Review, which basically is the Rogue Squadron from the X-Wing series, and that's 1 p.m. And then on the 23rd, Hall of Knighthood. And this is a collaboration between me and Open Airlock Policy, or Tim. And we're going to link our channels for a special membership stream that we're going to do like every 6 weeks for both of our channel members. So we're working on the dynamics around that right now. And again, for everyone who is a member, and on that special day when we link our channels for our members, that's including his on that day. So those members who come to the live stream will get a chance to enter their name to win a copy of this. And the final drawing for that will happen in October. So I'm very excited about this. I really love how she turned out. She's an amazing character from the prequel trilogy era of Star Wars. Again, this is called Mistress of Ratatak. So I'm very excited. And if you haven't become a channel member, membership is open. Do it. I'm starting to offer some awesome incentives, paintings, all of that, and also a chance to win a book, which basically we had that drawing for Heart of the Jedi novel. And we did have the winner, and I am sending it off to him in Canada payday. So just in the next few days. So I'm excited about that. And again, you could find me here on my channel. You can find me sometimes on Lorena's channel. We're reviewing anime cartoons, and that's been fun. That's really been fun. And I know you have your few choice of words about that, Stig.
Well, I've actually been watching some of it. Mara has been recommending stuff, and Lethal as well.
Yeah.
So I have been watching some of it.
Okay, awesome. And then sometime once a month on Babe de Menace on Mary Mayhem's channel. Once in a great while with the Queens on Queens Council, and that can vary between all of our channels. I have not had a chance to even host one yet, and I apologize, ladies. And then who else? Where else? Oh, and Tim's channel with Fall of Night, and that's every other Saturday in the evening time or nighttime. I think it's 9 p.m. my time. I could be wrong. Yeah, so those are the places I will be at, including my channel. And let's see what we have. No watching Woke Wing, huh? There you go.
Alphabet Squadron.
So
I wonder how they came up with that name.
Oh, I don't know.
The LGBTQ Squadron.
There you go. The alphabet. Okay. And then Soul Assassin, while listening to that anime stream, I was wondering how interesting it'd be if Cowboy Bebop also wrote for The Mandalorian. I don't know. That would be...
It wouldn't fix the thing.
Yeah, it wouldn't
sadly,
fix.
Because at this point, they can hire Stephen King himself to write something.
Yeah.
And it won't make sense because the lore is broken.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Have anything else to say? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. All right. So we are now concluding the live stream here. Thank you guys so much for coming in and supporting. Again, it's not too late to become a member of my channel. The support's greatly appreciated, and I do give back, as you can see in the paintings behind me here. Well, I don't even know how to point at it. Oh, well. And yeah, let's see here. Let's see. Right back. Okay. And so we're going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you again so much. You guys have a great Thursday, and I'll see you on Twitter and see you on other live streams, what have you. I'll announce those as well. And thank you guys for being such great supporters, and may the force be with you.
You rebel scum.